Hello. I can see some people in the house. Sorry, I'm trying to get my keyboard out the way. Hello, hello, hello. Is it working? Yes, it is. Yay. Okay, can't see any chat. Maybe I need to send myself a message. Anyway, so as you can see, there comes the chat. Hello, Moira. Hello, Christiana, Carrie, Maria. Brilliant. Hey, Kriya. Perfect. I forgot to make Kriya a mod. Oh, well, I hope Olga decides to come in because I've only got Karen and Olga as mods. Okay. So we continue with this harp. Thanks for the extra time, Anya. That's awesome because I'm probably going to need it. I have a lot to get through and I've done a lot of prep work, but I'm just going to try and see if I can make Karen a mod. Sorry, while you get my is it possible to do that from here? Kriya. Right click. No. Oh well. Sorry, I'm quite new to this whole Facebook thing. So I'm not Facebook. I'm normally in Facebook. Hi Aditi. Karen's in the house, so at least I have one mod. Yeah, okay. So I can put my mouse away before I lock myself out or something equally scary out of YouTube. I've already had a bit of a fright this morning. I've been using this coronavirus time to learn how to do videos, how to edit videos, how to stream. And as Anya just said, in order to stream from my phone, which I would prefer because I think it has a better quality because it can do HD, I need 1,000 subscribers. So I'm trying other ways at the moment. I'm using my husband's webcam attached to my computer. And yesterday I downloaded a program so I could use my big Canon camera. And this afternoon or this morning, just before Olga went live, I tried to just check my setup with my webcam, and this new program just completely overrode everything. And I went into like freak out mode. Thankfully, I have a husband who's in IT, and he calmly came and sat here and fixed it for me. So you can see me and I can see you. And so I'll be doing a hat. This is my own hat that I have had for about 5 years. I am a steampunk girl. I've never been to a con as of yet. I use it for fancy dress parties and so on. And this actually opens and it says time for coffee. So I thought that appropriate for you, Karen. I'm on about my 3rd or 4th cup of coffee because I haven't had much sleep. And yeah, I'm not much of a night owl. I'm not an early bird. I'm that sort of pigeon in between. So that's an old one. And this is where we are going today. I've had to do a fair amount of prep work as usual. So that's the back of my hat. And this is the side of my hat. And this is going to be the front. So I have already started by stenciling, and the stenciling took me a good hour because stenciling on the squishy surface is not the easiest. I'm using Stamperia's stencil by Antonis or Adonis, depending on what you read and what you hear. And I've also got the stencil that I've used for the top. And I used the Stamperia metallic pink for the sides, and on the top I used some paint and some of the metallic on the side. I have used, no, where have they gone? And they're gone. My Stamperia mold. So I've got what I call Octman, and let's just see if I can unearth. No, oh dear, did I put it away? You know, you can be as organized. Oh no, there it is. You can be as organized as you like. This is the mold that I've used. And so there's little fishy, starfish, some gears. the seahorse and octoman. So what I did today is when I was molding this one here, I didn't want the whole head because it would have come forward too much. I put a piece of plastic in here so that when I poured my polyurethane in, it stopped there. A little bit did bleed through, but it was thin enough for me to cut with scissors. Then what I did is while it was still fresh out of the mold, I molded it to the hat, and then you have to literally hold it there for ages while it cools and it sets, because otherwise what I have found happens, even if you shape it and you put it on one side, it will try and straighten itself out. Its natural form is to want to go flat. So I know, so Eclectic Pandemonium, try a shop called Mit Liebe in Berlin. I know that she has an online store, or Karen, and so this is a disclaimer, Karen has links. She's put a link for, I'm assuming it's for Nikki's store. So I'm putting the disclaimer out there, and I will put it in afterwards, Karen. I will remember this time that the links are affiliative links. So people who, if you click that link and you purchase from there, then Nikki will get something back. So that's as far as I have got. And this, I just wanted to show you. So this 3D propeller is one that I actually created. So it's not a mold you can buy. I've got a 3D printer. In fact, in this house, there are now 3 3D printers. Go figure. There's a baby one, which is mine, the mommy one, which is ours, and the daddy one, which is my husband's. So I downloaded this from Thingiverse. It's a full propeller. Okay, so what I mean by full propeller is it's completely, and I needed it just in half so that I could stick it onto flat surfaces. Otherwise, it's 2-dimensional. So I rammed, that's why the side's dirty. I rammed it into some clay, and I made myself a mold using silicone. And that's how I made this one. So, okay, apparently she sells out quickly according to Karen. So first come, first serve. If you click on the link. So that's how I made this, guy. So no, yes, I have a mold, but I made my own mold. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And now I'm going to carry on with, and we're also going to finish off the goggles. So it's going to get goggles for the front, fishies for the side, and more pipe work. So that's the plan for the rest of today. Okay. Yes, I'm not going to read the chat. I'm going to carry on. So putting that on one side, I've already totally cheated, and I've spray painted everything black. You can use black gesso, you can use whatever you've got. I happen to like using spray paint because then it doesn't fill up all the little details. And then for today, I'm going to be using these 3 colors by Treasure Gold. So I've got Ruby, I've got Renaissance, and I've got Treasure Brass. So the Ruby looks like that, and the Treasure Brass looks like that, and the Treasure Gold I haven't actually used yet today. That's just in case. I'm going to put that on one side. These were also 3D printed, which I have spray painted gold. They were red. So yes, you get different colors, filaments for your 3D printer. I like to print in black, but every now and again when I run out of black, I use whatever I've got because I'm usually going to paint it anyway. So for this, I usually use my finger and a soft brush. So these guys are already done. I'm just going to pop them on this side. Oh, these that are at 90 degrees, when they came out of the mold, I held them like that. I folded them to fit around my the edge of my hat. So I want them to go like that. And again, I had to hold them like that for quite a while until they set, because otherwise they just want to flatten out. So those guys are already prepped. And hey, Olga's in the house. Cheap party hat. Yes, it is just a cheap party hat. I'm working on a satin. This one's a satin finish hat. I've decided I prefer that because this one was the velvet finish hat. You also get the felt hat. And this one has collected dust over the years. And you wouldn't believe it, but I wiped this down. It normally sits on a shelf. I wipe this down and that's as clean as I can get it. So yes, it's just a cheap party hat. And the silicone pipes, goodie. Karen's on it. Yay! Thanks, Karen. Okay, so I'm going to use the ruby for all my pipes because I want them to be part of this background. So I like to build layers whenever I'm doing anything. So even if it's a scrapbook page or it's a canvas, whatever it is that I'm working on, I like to build layers. So I've got my flat layer of stencil work. Then I'm going to build my 3D pipes and I'm going to continue them in the similar color tone. So I'm using this ruby and I just use my finger. I don't have fancy nails like Olga. My friend does her own nails, Lucky Fish, and her nails grow beautiful and long. Mine are just soft and break. I was not blessed with nice nails. So I'm not actually sure how many of these I'm going to need. I'm just going to do a whole lot that I have prepped on one side. And I'm not pushing very hard because I don't want the color to go into all the wrinkles and crinkles. So I'm just getting a layer on. It's really quick and easy. I'm just going to do a couple of these. As I said, I'm not entirely sure how my design is going to go. And I need perhaps another bend. And I need another straight one. And what else is in here? Okay, that's all for now. Maybe another one of these. Okay, so I've got a whole lot of pipes ready. I think also I'm going to make, I've got one fishy gold and he's going to go on the top. And I've got another flat fishy because I think, yeah, he's flat. I'm going to do him, I'm calling it gold. My mind it's gold, but apparently it's brass. And I'm just going to use another paintbrush, another finger, and do him. I'm afraid my things are all hims. There's no hers. There's always hims. Happy little fish, wrong jaw. Yeah, so I did say the disclaimer, and I will put it afterwards, that everybody can put their links in to the stuffs, because we all need to want the stuffs. Okay, so I've got another fishy going in gold. Now I'm going to jump to my other brush. And so these guys are also slightly curved before I let them set completely. And just gonna give them some color because I need some of these guys to be in the background as well. And he's a flat oak. I need a curved oak. There we go. Okay, so we're just coloring up all the fish. What I do is I like to spray these guys and just let them air outside for a bit, because my studio is a little pinched piece of space off the family lounge, and my family object when I've been spray painting and I bring them straight inside after they're dry. So they do need to air a little bit because the smell is rather strong. And I just use the cheapest. Anya was talking about action in her thing. Sometimes I just use the action, the cheapest possible spray paint I can find. It doesn't seem to really make any difference to the quality of my finish. So these little taps and things that come with the mold, I'm going to, this is a icing mold for the pipes. I'm just going to color these up so that everything looks the same. Because then I can clean my fingers and start gluing. As I say, I have an idea where I'm going with this. I've got as far as doing the main construction of my hat, because this has taken me, what you saw of that hat has taken me the best part of about 2 hours so far, with the molding and the stencil work. As I said, the stencil work took me about an hour because it is so fiddly trying to work on these things that squish and squash. Now, this little thing is actually just the face of this. I just poured a little bit of my polyurethane that I had left in my mold, in my cup when I was doing the mold. I just poured a little bit into his face mask just for fun, because I wasn't using it. I was just using his legs. And right, so let's maybe have, okay. And what else do I need to do? Oh, these ends. Okay, then we're almost done. How am I doing for time? I've used 10 minutes, plus Anya gave me extra time. Thanks, Anya. That was awesome, because I think I might need it. You and Olga was so organized and finished early. I am organized, but I don't know if I'm going to finish, because I used to make these goggles and sell them in Truth Coffee Shop. So it's all Tim's fault. It's nice to have someone to blame. Tim Holtz's fault that I found Steampunk, because he used to do those tags, 12 tags of Christmas, and the one year he did a Steampunk one when he came out with those stamps. Is this a flat guy? Yeah, it is. Maybe I'll have it gold. So he came out with those 3 guys with the top hats, and that was my first sort of window into steampunk. I rushed off and Googled it, and I fell in love with it. And there's a coffee shop in Cape Town called Truth Coffee, and their whole thing is steampunk. Anyway, when Tim came to South Africa, well, I'm now in Berlin, but when Tim went to South Africa and he went to Truth Coffee, he just absolutely loved the place. In fact, he did an entire blog post just on his visit to Truth Coffee. And then I did a competition online to do with when Tim used to put out these books, the Compendium of Curiosities, and Linda Ledbetter used to run challenges. One of the challenges I participated in, I was looking for a theme. So I did Tim Holtz meets Truth Coffee on a canvas. So I did the Truth's logo and all of Tim's products, those 3 men in their hats. And she hasn't answered if she's making us all top hats for Frankfurt. Well, now, if I start it now, maybe I'll get them all done. And maybe I need to go shopping first, because, yes, under lockdown, that's a bit of a problem. Yes, we'll all have top hats. We'll have jackets and top hats. How's about that? Anyway, so yes, so I tagged Truth Coffee in my little, it was a 12 by 12 inch canvas, and they said they wanted it. I said they could have it, because what do I want with their logo on my wall? And when I went in, they said, do you do commissions? And I said, yes, I do. And they said, because we've got this huge 2 meter by 4 meter wall that needs covering. So I was like, sure, no problem. I'd never done anything so big like that in my life. I mean, I'm trained as a graphic designer, and doing 3-dimensional stuff was part of my training, but I'd never made anything quite that big. And yeah, I'm always up for a challenge. And so I did it. And I built a 3.5 meter airship as well. And so steampunk has just firmly become entrenched in me. And yeah. So now I'm going to do the goggles. So these had plastic. These are party goggles. They had, I don't know, fake fur all the way around the outside in burnt yellow or pink or blue. I can't remember, but I ripped it off. I bought these in South Africa. I know you can buy them on Amazon. They're just cheap and cheerful party goggles. And I have taken the lenses out because I'm going to put this on. And something that I've done once before, the bend goes down. So this is the base of the goggles. I've accidentally worked upside down. So I want my north at the top, and my I'm going to use, this is half a Christmas ornament, which is going to go on there like that. And then Tim has since come out with those gorgeous lenses, but I couldn't get hold of any of those. So I 3D printed this guy that's going to go over here. So that is the plan for where this is going, but now it needs to go. I don't want it black, so I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to use, no, that's brown. I want the copper. I'm going to just color this up with some copper. And you really just need a little bit, and you can, because this is a slick surface and this is alcohol ink, it is the mixative, but it will color up really nicely. Just trying not to get it on the elastic. And I need a little bit more. Unika, I just have the best of fun. I sit at my desk and I play the what if game. And if it's 3D, I'm on it. I just love anything that is three-dimensional. Don't forget to try and get your great big tool into those tiny little corners. Oh, the paint is peeling off. Told you it was cheap and nasty. I think that happened when the fake fur came off. Okay, so all these steampunk embellishments that are on here are either, so this was 3D printed. These were all molded. These clock hands were 3D printed. You can, and I did put them here again. Olga and I go to markets. Oh, my soul, you'd never say I was organized. Where is it now? Okay, somewhere down here. There we go. I got all these clock hands from a vintage market. So you can raid car boot sales if you're in the UK, and so on, for vintage stuff. So if you don't have a 3D printer, it is possible. And places like Snip Art and so on have hands like this. And then I've got my mid-form castings stuff that I mustn't forget. I must put that out because I want to add that onto a few things as well. Flea markets. What did I say? Flea markets. Yeah, and you've no idea. So I've been doing this for a living, steampunk. I used to make stuff. As I said, I used to sell these goggles at Truth. So I have a huge selection of stuff to put on them. Right, so now the problem with this is it's too big to glue on. So I've just cut myself a strip of kitty's foam. I call it kitty's foam. It's craft foam, really. And I'm just going to take the cat hair off that. Cat, who is oblivious, is sleeping on the couch. Right. Apparently I can't glue and talk. That would be too much. And I'm just going to pop this over here. Like so. And I'm using this glue because it's really, really strong. Yes, in Berlin, everything is possible. Berlin is just the most amazing place. Hardware stores. Oh, my soul. My husband likes to go to hardware stores too. I've got to be the only person who's like, don't leave me behind. I need to come with. Hi, David. I have, yes, I trawl hardware stores like other women trawl shoe shops and clothing shops. I've had the same clothes for umpteen gazillion years. Some of them are about 20 years old, and I don't care. The old stuff is good stuff, and it lasts. And I'm just looking for a peg so that I can let this go and let this dry. There we go. And while that's drying, I'm going to ink up this dome with a little bit of brown. Yeah, and children's toy department. That is also a fabulous place to find stash. I often buy things for the shape, not because of what they are. I don't care if they're bright red, yellow, or green, because I'm going to spray paint it and technique it. Oh, thanks, Eclectic Pandemonium. I'm sorry, I don't know people's names yet. Like, I know that lines to dots is oh, now my brain, there's an A, there's a D, there's an I, a DT. Sorry, my I am dyslexic, for those of you who don't already know, and my brain jumbles everything up, and so I might remember the letters but not have them in the right order. I'm desperate to go. There's all sorts of festivals here in Germany that I really want to go to when this whole stupid COVID-19 thing is over. And there's in the UK, there's so many in the UK that I'm desperate to go to. So now I'm just going to alcohol ink this just to be different, rather than use the how's that looking? Let's see. That's gonna go on there. Is it, or am I gonna put this one on? North, south, east, west. I've got a C theme going, so maybe I'll go north, south, east, west. Okay, so that can just go in that pile. This should be dry. Now, let's just double check. Yep, this one's gonna be a tight fit. You get the innie and the outie of these. I should have grabbed the outie, but I didn't check. In other words, this is the innie, so it's slightly tighter. And I'm just gonna put the glue. Normally I put the glue on here. So let's just run the glue just around the inside. And I hope I'm still in shot. I'm up for making hats, if that's what you're talking about. Except I don't know, I'm going to fly with them. Last time I flew to Frankfurt, I just went with hand luggage. I think this time I might have to actually take a suitcase. Can you imagine? I'd have to wear all the hats. That takes wearing many hats to a whole different level. No, come on, go in, behave. I don't want to see you foam. Stop sliding out of the way. I might have to just ink that. Okay. This is misbehaving. Behavior on camera. Okay, fine. Let's just ink that then. I don't want to see that. Where did my... Oh, my soul. Oh, right underneath my hand. Bermuda triangle of my own creation. Hello, Shamila. Yes, I used to make aprons for everybody in our group when we went anyway. And for our National Scrapbooking Day group. I'm just going to apply this directly. There we go. Okay, so I've got that done. And the other reason why I need to raid hardware stores is because I Need nuts and bolts and screws. I used to have the most amazing hardware store just up the road from where I lived in Cape Town. And the guys used to say, "What are you building now?" And I'd come in with these concepts. They must wonder what's happened to me. I used to come in with these crazy concepts like the hot air, the airship and that kind of thing, and go, I need to suspend this from the ceiling. It's got to be safe because it's in a public place, but I've got to put lights in it, but it's got to be light because, you know, I've got to be able to work with it, because if something's too heavy, then I can't work with it. So I was always in the hardware store looking for something. So I've got these tiny little nuts and bolts, and I'm going to pop, no, actually, I think I'm going to put it through the front and pop it through the little hole of the Christmas ornament and stick the little nut on the other side. These guys are brass. Yes, you have a collection, Shamila, of yeah, none of us actually drive anywhere here. I use public transport. I haven't driven for a year. I have now my license for Germany, my German license, but they drive on the wrong side of the road, because South Africa was a British colony. We drive on the left. These guys drive on the right. How I haven't been run over when I'm crossing a road here, I don't know. Okay, so now I even have my own tool set. Oops, that's not tight enough. Okay, let's just, they should have a batch of tools in pink for women. Yeah, if my husband's ever looking for anything, he knows what will be here. Okay, so now I've got those sorted. Now I need to put this on, but this is far too bright and shiny for my liking, so I think I'm going to use a little bit of paint. This is just a distress thing. Wax on, wax off, like surfing. It must look like it's been around the block a bit. How am I doing for time? 25 minutes past. Cool. We will finish. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so I think that is right now. And what am I looking for? My goggles. Yours did not as well, Olga. Okay, now I've got to find Olga's chat. What are you on? Moira, definitely pink. Just check my YouTube, didn't save. Somehow YouTube is making stuff hard for me. Oh no, Olga. Maybe a few weeks ago somebody took like 24 hours to come back up. So maybe it's there and you just can't see it. I hope it comes up, Olga. That was gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm using this glue again around this rim. Trying to remember to talk while I glue, making me go skew. Have I got this the right way up? Yes. And pop that in the middle. I've got a bit of a glue bubble there. Okay, so now I'm going to read the chat while I hold that in place, because a peg is not going to do that. Olga, it will appear, yes. Breathe, just breathe. Okay, so we have north. So I've got this thing when I work with the compass. I always, and it's something that I saw, it was either on a tattoo or I can't remember where I saw this saying. Or somewhere on Pinterest, and I don't think I saved it. Instead of north, south, east, west, I always say going nowhere, somewhere, wherever, and everywhere. So that's just my little thing that I like to say with these. Okay, this glue is amazing because that is now already set. And in fact, I'm going to drop a little bit of glue on the nut. so that this doesn't unscrew, because with wearing it and so on, then this becomes like floppy. Okay, so now I'm going to just, I know that this was a problem just now, so I'm going to just loosen that because it was in the way. And now I'm going to pop, I just need to clean my fingers and I need to sort out my desk. I'm working in chaos. Okay, so let's just clear the decks, people. Clear the decks. Push back and clear. You know, it's the best way to clear the decks. Poor glue needs its lid. And it's the B6000. You also get a 7, an E7 something. It's also just as good. Okay, so I've got half an hour to finish my hat. Okay, so that's for those of you who've just come in. I have used Stamparia's mold of Octoman, as I call it, and the seahorse. So I've got the seahorse up there. I've got Octoman. I took his head off. I sound a bit vicious, but I didn't mold his head. And these pipes are icing mold. This was a 3D printed thing, which I've molded myself. And this is Stamparia's stencil and Stamparia stencils. So I'm now going to manipulate my goggles on. Sometimes I use ribbon for the goggles, but for today I'm going to leave the black elastic because it just works for me. Because I need to wiggle it underneath Mr's legs over here. Hopefully I didn't put glue there, or knowing me, I probably did. I'm quite efficient. I don't like these things to come off. Camp, behave. Okay, tweezers to the rescue. Apparently I did stick glue there. So I'm just going to try and see if I can get it underneath. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if anything knows me, I will win. So I don't know why things give me a hard time in the first place, because I will win. There was originally a ribbon on here glued on with hot glue, and that's why I'm now hiding it with this. And there's some more hot glue that this is not quite stuck. How rude. Let's see, am I in the middle? Let's get this in the middle. Okay, and now I need this to go underneath here as well, because I know I purposefully did not put glue underneath the bottom, which is why I had to just move that guy. Okay, so that can now go there. That is under there. That is in its place. And now we'll just straighten that up. Is that straight? That looks straight enough to me. And tuck the excess elastic straight and down there. Okay, so that's as far as we've got for now. So now we've made our goggles. So it's looking like that. And yes, there is a whole box of hats. So that's as far as we've got for now. Now we need to add all of these things. And I should have plugged my hot glue in, so I'm just going to do that. Well, I'm going to try without pooping in the corner. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so my hot glue. So I have a bit of a cheat for all these things, because now where's this? If I've got its lid, that means my paint's sitting open somewhere. Let's get all my little fishies in their little school. So I need my gold fishies. So for an artist, I'm a bit OCD. I like everybody to be in the right place. And these two swim this way and that guy swims that way. So we need them the right way up. Otherwise, be gluing them on their heads. That's a spare. Put it there. These guys. Okay, and I've got these things that are also spare that I can heat later and glue on. This is going on the front. Okay. Oh, I meant to make these a bit dirtier. So while I wait for my glue gun to heat up, I'm going to just dirty these up a little bit, because I don't want, they're just a bit too fresh. They need to look like they've been around the block. And I've got 25 minutes. Next after me is Katja. The link is in my description box. Paint on, paint off. It's like surface wax. And you can go to the hardware store and buy the real thing, but it's quite heavy. So if I can, I use plastic. That looks better. See, look at the difference. This one's way too shiny. Don't know where this one's going. House tour. Okay, we'll do that on Facebook or another time. I can't do it right now. Because I'm not using my phone. I'm using a webcam. So I'd have to somehow take my laptop and my webcam around the flat. I need 1,000 subscribers so I can use my phone. But if I'm on Facebook Live, I can use my phone. So I'll do a flat tour. Yes, Olga's got sneaky personal advantages. She's been here before. Just a few times. Yay, Katja. Okay, so Olga's put Katja's link in the chat for me. Thank you. Okay, so now that's sorted. Now, I have used a clock thing, and I had to MacGyver the screw that came with it was too short to go through the 2 clock hands and screw into this, but I wanted it nice and strong. So I've just used a long one like that. And I'm going to have that over there. But I think this is going to be the last thing that I'm going to glue, because otherwise I'm going to knock it off and it's going to take a little while to set. So I totally cheat and I use Cornice adhesive for my glue. So you guys can use gel medium, the heavy body gel. I use, and so this is German. Kleiber is glue, Montage glue. So it's ideal for just about anything. And what I like is it comes with this really little nozzle, and it's got it's a glue gun basically. And sorry, I haven't used it for a while, so I'm just going to get it going over there. I like to use a combo of this glue and hot glue for the things on the side, because especially for a live like this, if I was just doing it for myself, I'm going to put, no, I want the flat guy. The little guy I'm going to put over here. Because hot glue will hold it in place straight away. Yes, I told you my husband's always looking for, this is giving me the shakes. It's so hot. Hard to squish. Now my glue should have heated up. Yes. So I'm cheating with the hot glue to hold it instantly, and the other glue to hold it for a lifetime. Because if you just use hot glue, it undoes itself with time. And he's swimming upside down, but that's just tough. He's swimming around in a circle. So you have to get your hand in your hat underneath, squish. Okay, that's not going anywhere. And now I'm going to do more of these pipes, because depending on where I put the pipes, I will put the fish and things in between. And I've got hot glue strings everywhere. It's like spider's webs. Okay, so I've got this one that can come onto the top like so. What is down here that's going to fight with? It's going to fight with somebody's legs. Okay, so let's have one over here. And maybe, where's this other one? This other one. Maybe that one will have to fight with somebody's legs. I'll have an end down there. And whoops, plink. So this one's already got an end, and it'll go down here. Okay. So we put a little bit of this glue. As I said, you can use gel medium, but I want just little bits, and this is just a total cheat. And then we use some hot glue. Which gives me spider's webs. And we go like so. And we stick our hand inside and make it stick. And then I want a straight bit. Am I Irish? No, I'm South African. I don't have a traditional South African accent. I have a father from London and a mother from Mozambique. So, but I am ambidextrous, if you're wondering. Just trying not to burn myself. So this is going to go underneath there. And I need an end. That is too long. Okay. I will deal with that just now. Now I'm going to put this one on. And some hot glue. No. And just making sure that it fits over here. Stick my hand inside and give it a squish. So I'm using a combination of the hot glue and the other glue. Right. So I have my favorite threes. And apparently I need a little bit of glue in here. Because you're working on a pliable surface, it's a bit of a paste. So apparently I need a little bit of glue in there. And I'm just using a wet wipe to take the excess off. Okay, so I've got pipes happening. This one can take a bend, maybe. There's an octopus leg in the way, but it can maybe take a bend. Maybe it can just end. Yes, that one can just end. Yes, the pipe mold is from Amazon. You can also use those Kitty's DIY straws, but those are 3-dimensional, so those are slightly more tricky to deal with. Okay. So that pipe has an end. Oops, now I've oopsed my white glue out. So I'm just going to, where's my paintbrush? I have a paintbrush. I'm just going to take the excess off. Okay, I've got 45 minutes left to finish. Oh, and there's some naughty glue that's escaped out of there as well. Take that off. Oh, just take my whole brush apart, why don't I? And then put it back together with the, with the wet wipe stuck in it. I have 17 minutes. Oh, okay. Okay, I can't do the maths. That's it. Don't worry. In my head, I had 15 minutes, not 45. Don't worry. I've used 45 minutes. Almost. Did I give you a fright? Welcome to my world of maths, or the lack thereof. The ability to do it. Okay, so I need something down here that is, because I've got how many ends left? That won't fit there. That one's fine as it is, actually. So maybe I'll stick another end down here. I'll stick an end down there. Yes, I am the Mad Hatter. They used to call him, well, hatters were supposedly mad because they supposedly used that silver metal, that liquid metal, mercury, in the process of making hats. It is not confirmed, but that is supposedly why hatters were mad, because they slowly were poisoned by their job. Okay, so now I'm probably going to put that there, that one, or the smaller one. Smaller one or bigger one? Which one? Big or small? Big or small? Somebody, anybody, big one, small one? Okay, I'll wait for the answer. Small, big, bigger, small, 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 small. Okay, small ones. I agree, because the big one's the same size as those, and that doesn't really work for me. And this is still wet, and it is moving. So I didn't realize my hat is interfering with my goggles. Okay, small it is. So I'm going to go, no, blob, blob. Blob, blob, cheat. And I'm going to put that there we go. Now I need my fishies. I'm going to put my fishies on the side. Blob. Blob. Come on. Oh, this glue is... I'm going to have muscles in my hands that I didn't know I had. I'm going to be stiff after this. Trying not to burn myself. And now which way do you swim, fishy? Where's your smile? Smile at the bottom. Okay. And we're going to have a fishy over there. And this fishy swims the other way. The fishies are from the Stamperia mold. Same one that has Octoman. And he swims the other way, so I'm going to have him on this side. Okay, where's my other guy? Over here. How am I doing for time? I have 12 minutes left. Oh, where's that glue coming from? Oh, it's all pouring down the side. Okay. And I think I'll have him swimming down there. Okie dokie. So now I've got my fish, and I have him, and I have my Octoman. Now, something I did prepare, but I wasn't sure whether I'm going to use it or not. I've bent one of my molded gears to go over here like this, over the top. Not sure if I'm going to add that or not. And if I do, I'm not sure what color to make it. I think I'll make it gold and see what happens. Where's my gold? Treasure brass. Okay, so I'm just using the treasure brass rub. And I accidentally broke it just now when I was being a little forceful. The propeller at the back, I have a 3D printer. Yes, I do. I did make it and molded it. So that's how I roll. So now let's just see, does that work over him and over the pipe? Let's just see what that would look like from the front. Yeah, I quite like that. I like to build layers. If I can, I will build layers. So we're going to go with that. So again, we stick some glue on it, on it, on it. And then we use some hot glue. I don't know if anything is there, but I'm going to put hot glue there anyway. And that went here. I don't know if my hot glue is touching anything. I might have to glue that again. Maybe it is. I think I need a bigger blob of hot glue there. Now I can see where it needs to be. I was perhaps now a little generous. But it will behave. There we go. Is there a hashtag for this YouTube hop? Yes, it is create with us, I think. Or stay home and make art. It's on the cover. Okay, so that's behaving. Yay! What else have I got? I've got his little face thing. I quite like that in there. Okay, so I've got his Octoman's little face mask is going on the goggles. Because again, I like to build layers. And now I'm going to use treasured brass skin to make that show up a little bit more. There we go. And maybe I'll have a little bit of treasured brass over here because I like things in threes. Okay, so we have the front of the hat, we have the side of the hat, we have the back of the hat, we have the other side of the hat, and we've got a whole lot of stuff left that we could still add. I'm just seeing, how am I going for time? I have 5 minutes. Ah, thanks, Olga. Olga's giving me time anyway. What else have I got on here that could work? I've got these things. I've got some chain, which I thought would be quite nice underneath everything. Which I will put underneath there and underneath there. There we go. So I've got some chain that I'm going to have instead of a ribbon, which I will join. That's quite fiddly. I need tweezers and all sorts of things. So I will join that and add that on after I'm finished the live. Then my sweet son found this very I don't think it works. It's not an old fob watch, but it's a sort of, it's a modern vintage fob watch, if you know what I mean. It's not heavy because all of these things are plastic. It's not light, but it's not ridiculously heavy. And I have tried to balance it. So I've got a lot of plastic on the side, the goggles in the front. I've got all of these guys on the side and the fan at the back. What I'm looking to do now to balance it completely, because it is listing to this side if you look for a center of gravity, I'm probably going to put my little fob watch on this side. And for that, I'm going to use some brads for now. I'll probably find a more permanent way to fix it. I'm just going to use a long-tailed brad through. There's just a ring, like a necklace ring, still on here. I'm going to pop that through there, pull it up to the top. Let's just see if that will work. Yes. So that's going to hang like that. I need to, because I've got nothing brass on this side, so that's what I've kept the thing for. I need to see where I need to poke a hole. And I'll see whether my brad can poke through by itself or whether I need to actually poke a hole. It seems to be going through by itself. Okay, apparently not. I need my pokey tool. So let's just make this behave again. Ah, black. Where's it gone? Black on black. Okay. So next on the list is Katja. She is underneath me. It's in my description. Karen has been putting the links to Katja's live. Okay, so now we have this little watch. So, and it can still open. So I can open it, have it open if I want to. I think I might just leave it open, or I can close it. And I think that's fairly balanced for color. So I've got pops of brass and copper. And what I will just do, because I have got all of 1 minute before you hop over to Katja, and I'd just like to thank Tiffany, Karen, and Nuneka who started these hops. I've got some of the metallic pink, and I'm just going to put little highlights on my pipes where the sun would be catching them. You know, the sun that's underwater, not just where they would bend. And the tops of my fishies, because they're kind of disappearing. And I'm done. Thanks for watching, guys. Please give thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hop on to Katja. So that's my hat. Oh, thanks, Nuneka. This is what I love doing. I can sit for hours doing this. I absolutely love making steampunk stuff. So welcome to my world, guys. Welcome to my world. Thanks for having me, and we will see you at Katja's. Bye, everyone.